Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Don't give up. Don't give up. You can make a difference. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Oh my God.
Hello, welcome to the worst movie ever made, an experiment, the movie podcast designed with one thing in mind, to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Hockman. I'm joined by my co-host and fellow mad scientist, Rob Scucci. Bob Hessek. Hey guys, how are you and why are we doing? I'm here. Now.
So here's exactly why. Because you guys said I can't bring any more Neil Breen onto the show because it would clean sweep and always be the winner for every season. But as was proven in season 20, the season that we just got out of, it lost. Did it lose to Sandler? It lost to
Biodome.
Biodome. Yeah, Biodome is worse than any Neil Breen movie. I forgot Going Overboard was this season, but that's why we're doing Neil Breen this season, because I think it actually has worthy competition, as has been proved.
Yes.
Bob, how are you? Do you want to describe this wonderful, amazing, genre-defying masterpiece?
Listen, I didn't hate it. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Me neither. I gave it a 5-star review at work.
What?
See, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Mexican guy says to the black guy, I'm gonna give you $10, you can buy me some beer, I'm gonna loan you my car. The black guy borrows his car, goes to supposedly buy him some beer, and all of a sudden, he gets out of the car for some reason, and somebody hits him on the head.
The best explanation.
All right, I'm ready, Bob.
All right. Back to Breen basics with braless biotech bimbos, boring businessmen, and a buff brother blasting bullets into bones.
Wow.
I actually need you to repeat. I need you to repeat that. That was actually too impressive for me to keep up with.
Yeah, it was long. Back to Breen basics
Yeah.
with braless biotech bimbos,
Okay.
boring businessmen, and a buff brother blasting bullets into bones.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go. All right.
All right. This is so much fun. Here we go. Neil Breen stars as the almighty being that created man. He arrives on Earth in human form and part circuitry and wearing a ripped sleeveless t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And his interactions with the humans varies from like disgust and punishment to empathy and care. And he can also shapeshift at a moment's notice into a wrinkled black and white humanoid creature with Edward Scissorhands hair.
Yeah.
We got to talk about that. I know we will, but we have to.
He seems to be focusing his energies in Sin City, as Vegas is the primary location chosen for this movie yet again. The movie really does never begin. It doesn't really end. But I laughed out loud so many times.
Oh my God. It's fantastic. Yeah. It does
All
make it a good movie. All right, let's go to the best YouTube comment.
No, but it categorically it does, because you watch movies to be entertained, and this is entertaining. YouTube comments.
I don't feel anything.
After reading these YouTube comments, true story. Ha ha ha. Definitely a brilliant attempt of a religious-themed sci-fi action alien romance environmentally overtoned thriller. Personally,
Yes.
I could not have done better, though I would have added at least a boob flash. Thanks for the video. And then the comment, which is a reference to the movie, has a reply. I'm disappointed in your comment. He's given you everything. Everything.
That's awesome. Rob, you called it genre defining before.
Yeah.
Can you read the genre that the YouTube commenter called it again, so that we can see what it was defined as?
Religious-themed sci-fi action alien romance environmentally overtoned thriller.
Yes. Right.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, if you look that one up, that genre, there are so many titles to choose from, but this is obviously the one that you go to first.
All directed by the same guy.
All directed by the same guy.
Written, produced, and directed by
And craft services.
All right, let's throw it to test number 1. Ain't that a pitch?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. You don't look so good. You're looking kind of grizzly. I have a lovely sack of coconuts.
Test number 1. Ain't that a pitch?
Yeah. I think it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I went last, but maybe I didn't.
No, you were wrong.
You did go last.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go second.
All right. Hey,
Okay,
that's how it works. All right. Descending from heaven is Neil Breen's The Being. The Earth has been ravaged. He can't believe what he's seeing. His experiment, Earth, was ill-fated as politicians, banks, and lobbyists are placated by money, greed, corruption, drugs, and the planet's resources depleting.
Damn.
Ours is the same.
Oh, sweet. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Here we go. A mysterious crystal orb crash lands on Earth and summons Circuit Board Jesus to reverse humanity's curse, which is corrupt politicians making nefarious decisions, and also to nose nuzzle on an escort without his shirt.
Okay. Yeah. And he didn't find his way into his Fateful Findings body yet. He's a little doughy.
No, he wasn't.
In the shit.
Yeah, he was a little doughy in this one. That's a good point. Can you guys, because I don't have this in my outline at all, but why was he, what was the thing about him and the twin?
I don't know.
She's like, I think I know you. And then they kept going flashbacks to him, like, and him as the Edward Scissorhands dummy.
I watched another
like,
time traveling movie, and I'm
Eskimos
thinking maybe
kissing.
because it's non-linear, maybe he's done this several times, but like no one has a recollection of it because he could freeze time and make people disappear.
So he like froze time, tied her to the bed, and then like Eskimo kissed her, but with also a dummy head that he got at
With like a
Spirit
Slipknot,
Halloween.
Slipknot mask. Yeah.
Okay, well that sounds horrifying. And then erased her memory because he's Jesus and he can do that, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, Rob. That's a little early for giving the movie this much credit.
I'm gonna do this the whole episode.
Go ahead, Bob.
All right. This week we had a Neil Breen refresher. With acting so poor it can't be measured. Girls laugh at a kid who falls off his bike, while a wheelchair-bound man is spiked, and a gross businessman says, "Double my pleasure."
Yeah,
He does. Double mint gum.
Team 5? Team 5? I liked all yours.
Man,
And
Yeah, you guys were great.
we gotta stack the deck for Breen, dude.
I feel like we've been very nice to each other lately, but I'll go with it because it guarantees me 1/3 of the win at the very least. So.
I think we're just getting that good at it.
We've gotten very good at describing bad things, and the bell curve, I guess, is like shifting or something.
Yeah.
I'm not
I've been
using the
less
bell curve
hungover
correctly.
of late,
Yeah.
so not being hungover helps me write them,
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, let's throw it to test number 2, the most offensive.
If we slow it down, we can actually see the bullets enter and exit Buttergun.
Oh, offensive! All right.
Number
How many tracks we up to now?
I don't count them anymore. It's like a lot. It's a lot. All right, so we're at number
5.
This is amazing, but this is a clip.
Okay.
Our second of the day, if you consider the opener. I'm getting better. This is Eek!
Just eliminated our problem. What? This damn piece of garbage?
Sorry, the sound design's all over the place.
God! He was so young! What's his family gonna...
It's the same frame repeating of her puking.
Yeah, the screen too. The same number of coughs and everything.
Yep.
Those who
who don't play by our rules lose.
Yeah, they do. That's
I
fucking
love that
brilliant.
he waited. I love that the dude waited until she was done puking.
Like, you know,
to,
Breen
like,
came from
announce
behind the
everyone.
camera, and he was like, "Listen, man, you really gotta like leave a dramatic pause there."
Yeah, let her puke it out.
Yeah,
And then everyone just stands there and stares at her while she's puking. And then
Yeah.
he's like,
Yes.
lose.
Oh man.
All right, how about
So
number
happy.
4.
hard drive Jesus?
Yeah.
You know, for those of you who are out there who don't want their divine creator depicted as someone who is like a cyborg Christ,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I think it's fun, but I can see how it
Yeah.
would be offensive.
In this case, Neil Breen rolled around in like bug fly paper, like you saw in Biodome, and then
Yeah.
jumped into a dumpster behind a Circuit City.
What he did was
It threw chips
he
of
jumped
RAM
into
at
the
him.
pile. He jumped into the pile of laptops that he had in his car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
It's all part of the Breen cinematic universe. Yes.
Yes, it's canon.
Yeah. Number 3.
3.
You cut it. I didn't hear you.
Oh, my fault.
That was
My
my
fault.
bad.
So the YouTube commenter mentioned this. I think he said he would have liked a boob flash, right?
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
keep seeing his ball sack and his butt, and like other, he gets. I'm gonna be the one to say it. He gets attractive women in his movies,
Yeah, he does.
and I would like to see their titties.
I would too.
And we
Which
never
is
get
why
to.
number 3. Which is why number 3 is Breenie bits, but no babe boobs.
Yep.
I think
And
we
it's
all
such
agree.
it's such a hard tease. Like they really go overboard.
I know.
There's got to
my
be
goodness.
a legal reason though. Like maybe he can't show like female frontal nudity without hiring an intimacy coordinator, but like because it's him naked and he wrote it, it doesn't matter because like it's an NDA with himself.
I think
Or something.
I think he's stuck between provocative and spiritual. Like he wants to,
Yeah.
it's kind of a religious take on
Somebody
the
punches up the
storyline, but he
script
can't show
and he
that.
comes back with a highlight. He's like, no, people want to see my ass, and like he just gets rid of all the hot romance scenes. Like, people are paying to see my butt cheeks.
the people want to see the brain bean. All right, number
2.
Benevolent Breen bloodies bullies eyeballs.
Yeah, lots of times.
Yeah, how come? Like just freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't just freeze the bad actors in this movie, but he makes their eyeballs bleed.
Yeah.
What has he done to their circuitry that makes their eyeballs bleed? Can they see anymore?
Maybe it's like Stranger Things, where like the eye bleeding is like a byproduct of his powers. Like you know how 11 gets the nosebleed when she gets too psychic too much. Yeah, maybe something like that.
His powers just make their eyes bleed, not his own.
Yeah, they
Yes.
witness the awesome power of a divine being, and their physical bodies can't handle what they witnessed.
That Bobby called it. He's giving the movie too much credit. I mean, he said
dude, the writing's on the wall, Chris.
But some things are there's inconsistencies with this too, because one guy screams and holds his eyes, and 2 other guys just freeze. Like,
that's true.
Which is it? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, but I do like how there's no like gradual blood in this movie.
No,
it is like
just
frame and then edit, and then next frame, the blood is all the way down the arm, or all the way down the face, or all the way down the chest.
Just dripping by the gallon off of a knife blade in the desert for some reason.
Oh, that was great.
Twice.
More than one. Yeah, more than
or
once.
3 times maybe. Yeah.
All right, let's play our next clip. This is number 1. Number
1.
Escort.
I can't believe I was laid off. I mean, we were doing some of the most important ecological work with that company. The research we were doing was going to solve everybody's energy problems, and we couldn't get government support. They're not gonna hire any of us back at this point. And I have this baby. How am I gonna support her if I'm all alone?
You'll find something. You're my twin sister. You're pretty and smart. You're hot. We're hot.
You know, there's just no way, though, that I'm gonna find anything half as interesting. Especially in this economy.
Become a stripper. An escort. You'd be great at that. You'd just have to give up your...
Shut the fuck up! There is no way I'm going to become a stripper. I'm a mother. I have a baby.
Yes, you said
You
that
may not
30
have a
seconds ago.
choice. Look, I have someone I can hook you up with just to get you started. And you can lie to everyone like all the other girls do. They tell their friends that they're in various forms of business, but they really are not. They're strippers or escorts. It's their big secret in Sin City.
You know what I love about this entire exchange? I got laid off in September, right? And like while I was trying to get back on my feet and find steady work, I was like, I'll hit up a couple I'll hit up a couple freelance sites. I'll apply to a brick and mortar like retail location. Like whatever I could do to get like regular money coming in. I didn't go, oh, the economy's bad. I immediately need to become a male stripper. There's other there's other
there are other
things you approach and get rejected from before you get to like I'm not trying to put down people who are into sex work. That's fine if that's your pejorative. If that's your prerogative, that's fine. But like there are more steps. There are more interim steps. I would like to believe for most people.
Indeed.
I think though, Rob, if you wanted to head down that road, you could with that scintillating Jar Jar walk. You do it out on the catwalk. Oh my goodness! Everybody, why don't you put your hands together for Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, it's wizard. I have something to say about that later, though. The wizard thing. All right.
You'd blow the dome, bro. All right, let's run to your ad read.
My ad read or Bob's ad read?
Oh, it's Bob's ad read, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a switcheroo day.
Yeah, switcheroo. Oh, purple sticky punch. Illegal. Purple sticky punch. Illegal. Purple sticky punch.
Rob's ad read.
I should have said Bob's. This week's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by Boomer Bluetooth. The same people that brought us bootstraps, single-use water bottles, and the phrase greed is good is introducing a new exciting product, Boomer Bluetooth. Hand strength, not what it used to be after spending hours leafing through the stacks of cash you're taking to the grave. Spoiled grandkids buy you that phone without the home button so you don't know which end to hold up to your ear. No longer a problem. Just hold your phone out in any public space and turn the volume all the way up so that every generation can be part of your Breitbart news feed and uncomfortable conversation about your recent colonoscopy. Boomer Bluetooth. It's a speakerphone.
Oh, thank you.
That's fucking brilliant.
This is what seeing family does to people.
Yes. that was a shout out to Dave because Dave keeps talking about how my parents will not talk privately on a phone.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna love that ad read then. So thank you so much, Boomer Bluetooth. We're so glad that you're here with us. With our new innovative Just Speaker phone. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much for joining. Why don't we throw it to test number 3? This is the worst dialogue.
Yeah.
Fucking President Clinton.
You had sex with President Clinton?
When that's one of the better lines of dialogue in your movie, you know the rest is pretty bad. And this is the worst dialogue.
All right.
Number 5 is everything.
Other planets that I've created in the solar system are doing very well. They respect their species
and others
and the natural environment.
Name one.
Earth and other planets.
Why are the humans failing? I've given them everything. I've given them everything. Everything.
You could really hear his disappointment. It's almost as intense as when his friend killed himself and he couldn't believe that he killed himself.
Why would you commit suicide? I cannot believe that you committed suicide.
Call 911.
I think that's the best clip. The best clip we've ever had on the show.
Yeah. It
That
really
particular
is.
clip. Number.
Thor, yarg!
This is elected.
This is the heart of the corruption.
Now that we've paid off our fellow elected representatives in the legislature, that environmental solar panel development bill will fail next week.
Not to mention the cash it'll put in our pockets.
The country has done without solar and wind power until now. They can wait a few more years. It's more profitable to be without those sustainable energy systems at this time.
Sustainable energy.
At this
time. The country has known for years that the corporations, and certainly the politicians, don't have the insight or the vision to create sustainable energy systems.
Yeah, they think there might be an opportunity for that to happen, but they're in for a surprise.
Yeah, our network of connections, technology, payoffs, and greed will never let it happen. It'll take a power greater than ours to get rid of us and clean up the systems and manage the environmental resources of this planet the way they were intended.
Wow.
Our network of lists a bunch of things and greed is the last one.
Yeah.
What does that look like? A network of greed?
I love. You know how we talk about casting calls? Like, I want to see the casting call sheet for this. Like, new white, middle-aged businessman must be ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. must be sweaty all the time. You wake up sweaty, you go to bed sweaty.
They were the most disgusting people I've seen on a movie.
Yeah.
The double mint gum guy especially.
Must have at least 12% liver spots.
Just not friendly to the camera at all.
Total liver spot body coverage, 12% minimum. All right, let's throw it to number 3. Eliminate.
Corrupt corporations.
The same script.
Criminals on Wall Street.
Oh, the list again, yeah.
Greedy politicians, lying lawyers and insurance companies are destroying what I had planned for this planet. I will eliminate them all if the humans cannot or will not on their own.
He really thinks that politicians and bankers, lawyers to be put. That is from Neil Breen after his the number of movies I've seen him his.
Yeah.
We need to chop the heads off of each one. Like you go to your local bank and you hang them all because they all deserve it, apparently.
Well, at least the president of the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. And other banks.
Others. And others.
I'm going to nitpick something that I know they didn't think of.
Okay.
Like he created this world. He gave people everything. He gave them everything. He gave them everything. So then he's responsible for all this.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
that's the thing.
it's a byproduct of free will. Maybe his other experiments, as he calls them, were of more of a deterministic nature, where he had more of a heavy-handed approach in raising civilizations. And this one, he's like, I'm going to give him the free reign on free will, and
you
that's
can't
why
be
it went so wrong.
disappointed by the decisions that they make. You gave them the free will.
This is my problem with religion.
Yeah,
mine too.
Yeah,
you gave us the free will. It's ours to decide whether we use it correctly.
Yes.
I was given free will because I had no choice. You know?
Yeah.
Number
2.
Example.
Here we go.
Yeah, this one was a bit of a sweat to stretch. The E.
This wasn't part of our deal.
No payoff is worth this. I don't want any part of this.
I like what
Sounds like someone walking through snow.
Yeah.
There's more. Don't worry.
cut it off.
Oh yeah.
I came up with a term that's going in the write-up, and I call it the Willhelm Breen.
Oh, nice. That's delicious.
Good.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Because there are like 3 Willhelm Breens in this movie that are just overused.
Yep.
That sounded like Mortal Kombat. The video game.
It did.
Not the movie.
Yeah.
Like the Genesis one, like the early, like 1 or 2, yeah.
Like, have you ever heard a punch in real life? Probably not, because when somebody punches somebody else in the face, it doesn't really make a sound.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
and all movies are guilty of this because it's more energetic to have a sound. But you can't literally use like 4 stock punch sounds or 40 punches because it sounds crazy. And he should have known that. You also can't, I'm just going to mention this now, opening your movie and it's in like our solar system and it's Earth and it has 2 moons for some reason in the beginning of the movie. You can't just take the picture of the movie or of the moon and then rotate it 180 degrees and have 2 moons because it's obvious that it's the same moon.
It's a mirror image.
But he does there's so much of that repeat usage.
Yeah.
I feel like if there was no repeat usage, it'd be like a 38-minute movie.
Yeah, probably. It's about 50% stock footage.
It's 50% stock and then same sounds, literally the same video, the same frames over and over again, just patched together into this piece of shit movie. Number
1, Daddy. You know what? Fuck it.
But it's a good movie, though, right? Yeah. This is the environment.
Now I've lost my job, and I'm not going to be able to find another one. I'm an environmental activist, and it's getting me nowhere. The politicians in society still have no interest, nor money to help improve the environment. They should be capitalizing on the development of solar power, wind, and energy fuel efficient systems. They could care less about living with nature and not damaging the planet. They're all so greedy and money-oriented. And I'm so passionate about this. You're unemployed too? What are you gonna do?
I don't know. This fucking sucks. But we'll think of something.
I love this.
I'll become a full-time hooker or stripper and not tell him the truth. I'll tell him I got a
Full-time.
part-time job at the mall.
Don't worry, babe. We'll be okay.
I'm scared.
I'll become a car thief and not tell her the truth. I'll tell her I got a part-time job at the factory.
The factory.
Factory and others.
The mall and the factory.
Oh my god. So good. Yeah, what more need be said? I'm just gonna leave it at that. Why don't we throw it to you, Bob, for test number 4? This is the worst production.
Wow, that production sucks.
So the thing that set this apart from his other movies, I think, was just the cast of thousands. There were so many people. So I called this casting catastrophe.
All right.
Yeah, fair.
So first of all, don't cast yourself as a benevolent deity if you have the emotional range of Stephen Hawking and the charm and likability of a school bus fire.
Yeah. Basically.
I mean, he sucks so bad. But that's
He is
kind of
so
beside the
awful.
point. But every other actor in the movie, I don't even think they were actors. Maybe they were.
No.
But if so,
Doubt it.
maybe cast fewer average actors instead of dozens of shitty ones. It probably would cost about the same. And I know like acting is like a separate thing we do, but this kind of goes into budget and pre-production decisions, you know? And that being said, this movie was hysterical. Like, for example, the bad acting and the bad production. They froze time in Vegas so the people stopped walking, but the cars just kept whizzing by.
Yeah.
That's hilarious because I thought you were just going to say that the actors would not remain still. It was
right, funny.
I'm going to leave that alone then. I'm going to leave that alone for later.
Yeah.
Okay.
So casting catastrophe.
Yes, big time.
Yeah.
There's a guy with I didn't use his name in the bad credit names, but the guy with the really long hair that had the accent, that was their distribution guy for all of Europe.
Yeah.
German
he
guy,
was also he was also like a mercenary in another Neil Breen movie that we did. Just don't remember which. I think it was Double Down.
Okay.
It was Double Down. They were talking at like the steps outside the hotel.
Yeah. I wanted to say that like they went to the same kind of like collapsed neighborhood for gang warfare that they do all outside.
Like in broad daylight
on a dilapidated street outside of Vegas. Yeah. And he was in both like destroyed neighborhoods. This long-haired German fellow. Yeah. All right, let's throw it to test number 5. This is the worst acting.
I have a lovely sack.
That very well may be, though your acting is not that good. This is the worst acting.
Number
1.
Elevated.
With your E theme this week.
Yeah. It's a new thing.
I like it.
You're crazy.
Makes alphabetizing real fun.
You think I'm crazy? I'm so fucking high. I want you so bad.
I really want you to.
Yes.
This was an early tit tease. Titscope was active, and then I just had to shut the whole thing down for the whole movie.
Yeah.
We had the Titscope out, but no nip slips. I was just like, what the fuck, man? So I guess that's our clip where I need to say go to YouTube because it's way more funny when you watch it than listen to it. Because a couple gunshots, a couple lines of dialogue. Please. To visit our website.
You go to www.theworstmovieevermade.com. There's a bunch of colorful symbols and signs that indicate the service that you could watch or listen to you on, and you just click the one of your choosing, and it will take you there.
Well said. So do that. Number 2. This is economy.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
Play that synthesizer.
Yeah.
And the pan flute.
Mario 64 underwater levels.
Yeah.
That's what that was giving me. It's actually the best music that they have for this movie. I don't know what that clip was, though. I don't remember.
I can't think of what that.
That was when he handed the rose to the environmental owner.
Oh.
And it was like wilted, and then it stands back up.
Oh, I thought that was the opener. Yeah.
No, he has to. I don't know. We listen to these. We don't watch them along while we record. But it's one of the two. Go to www.theworstmovieevermade.com to find out for yourself.
Yeah, take a peek. Throw it to number 3. This is the aptly named Eager Beaver.
Very hot. I'd like to do any of these two guys at the same time. What? Oh.
What is this?
Hell yeah! I'll do her. Damn. Twin.
I get her first.
Yeah.
That was the best part of the movie. That was the best.
I thought it was amazing. Ah, damn, twins! I'll do her. Well, I got her first. Shoot you in the wrist.
He shot him in the wrist.
Number 4. This is another, like, please go to YouTube, smash that subscribe button, or gently caress it. Get our notifications so that you know when our next episode comes out. This is Ever Young.
Baby dropped his toy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Cancer chemo is kicking my ass. I only have a month to live.
Cancer chemo.
Yeah, I was gonna...
Go with her. Have a full, long, and healthy, happy life. Be a family.
This almost made most offensive because she apparently has no choice in the matter.
I know.
Yeah.
This is my catch-all, but I might still say it anyway. We'll see.
Okay, well, then I shouldn't say what I really wanted to say. So we'll just foreshadowing for the catch-all. Stick around because Bob's going to say in the catch-all exactly what I really, really want to say, but won't say right now. But I'm really tempted to say it anyway, just in case it's not what Bob wants to say. But I know it is. So we'll throw it to Fact or No Fact.
Paper covers rock to lose the queen.
Oh, yeah, sorry. This is Fact or No Fact.
Real quickly, let's do an abuser.
I've had to freeze you and make you disappear, but it's only temporary.
Okay. This is Fact or No Fact. I simply called it We Are Here. How?
Nice.
Oh my god, that's exactly what I called it. We Are Here. Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
So you know the rules of the game. There are 5 alleged facts, one of which is a bald-faced lie. And it's up to the two of you to figure out which one is the lie. All right. Number 1. Cade Tortured Crossing won the award for Best Fantasy Film and People's Choice Award at the Hollywood Real Independent Film Festival before its world premiere at Regal Cinemas LA Live. Number 2. The pool scene with the greedy politician and the twins in I Am Here Now was filmed at Neil's Los Angeles residence. Number 3. Neil Breen has a section on his site pointing to, quote, the competition, end quote, which includes links to Tommy Wiseau's Twitter and website, as well as James Nguyen. Number 4. Neil Breen's real estate business card shows him working for Century 21, and he specializes specifically in single-family homes. Number 5. Though many of us wonder how Neil Breen secured his fortune, he actually made most of his money designing the casino interior for Virgin Hotels Las Vegas, namely the Grand Stellar Suites and the Ruby Corner King Suites.
Huh. All right.
And I did notice I made a mistake for number 2. It's his Las Vegas residence. That was a typo. I just didn't catch it till now.
Vegas. So, okay.
Yeah, it's Vegas residence.
That tracks. Huh. I have my thoughts.
All right, let's walk through them.
Let's hear them.
Yeah. Okay. So there's so many different like tiny award ceremonies out there that I never heard of that one. It sounded like a made up one, but they all sound like a made up one.
Yeah.
So I feel like it may have won something, especially since one of these is true and they all sound like lies. The pool scene, that just makes perfect sense.
I completely agree. I think that's true also.
But especially because everything else was like a random street corner, and that was like the only thing that wasn't. That was like someone's property.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he has a section on his website for the competition. It just doesn't seem like something he would be into. If he seems a little more focused on self promotion.
Right.
The business card, I know he's a realtor. I'm going to say sure. And of course, he's an architect. That's where he made most of his money. And it would only make sense he designed something in Vegas. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the website. Number 3.
All right.
Ooh, okay. I agree that number 3 is the one that stands out to me. Double down because I think, Rob, you did a much better job than last time disguising the lie.
Yes, you did.
Time we were able to pick it out. What was the real estate company that he?
Century 21.
Yeah, Century 21.
Yeah, that's very believable.
It's them and Remax at the top of the real estate game, basically.
Yeah, right.
As far as the big ones.
And Remax looks like Pepsi. Design in my head. Yeah.
Yeah. And Neil Breen's Coke Classic, baby. So
that's true. Yeah, you're right. I mean,
he's the RC,
especially in this one. Yeah, but you know, like he's got the cola pudge in this movie.
Yeah.
So. Breen designed what in the hotel? The
Grand Stellar Suites and the Ruby Corner King Suites.
I'm not going to pick that one because I want you to win if you made that up. So I'll go number 1, Cade, fantasy film at some Hollywood festival or whatever.
Well, you both lost. Cade Torture Crossing did win Best Fantasy Film in People's Choice at the Hollywood Real Independent Film Festival before its premiere.
There's probably 7 people there.
Yeah, the pool scene was filmed at his residence. He does. You need to go to his website because he does have a competition site.
Wow.
For James Nguyen, who did Birdemic, and Tommy Wiseau, who did The Room, among and others. His real estate business card is accurate. I made up. I do hospitality writing, so I just knew a bunch of hotel names that are in the Vegas area.
Hey, so like I said, you deserve it.
Up. But go to his site because the reason I give this movie so much credit is because it is a joke. He's got pictures of all his movies, and he's like, "I bet you've never seen somebody open a Ferrari with a Nokia phone before." Like he's in on the joke. He has to be. I refuse to believe
more
that
evidence.
Isn't.
That is more evidence.
Yeah.
Although I think it could still be a case where he made his first and second movie, and they were so bashed that he was like, "I need to reverse this."
It's really, really hard, as you saw with Tommy Wiseau, though, to like become self-aware of how much of a joke you are in the eyes of other people, and to like faithfully recreate that energy.
But why would he be so serious with his like environmental causes and all that stuff? He just seems so serious about that.
Yeah,
he does.
I don't know. It just I
think
don't know.
If you're at all self-aware at all, and literally everyone that you show this shit to, including your like nieces who are the hot twins in this movie that he's trying to bang or whatever, and they're laughing at him. Like at some point you're gonna be like, turn this around and just pretend like I was in on the joke the whole time, so that I am not actually the joke. Because otherwise I'm gonna have to hang up spurs.
I got a fact or no fact question for you guys. Do you think the angel wing tattoos on her back were real?
I mean,
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Probably. I mean, like this was 2009, and chicks do that.
It's quite a coincidence. Maybe that's what he saw these twins in casting, like in Vegas, and he was like, "I'm casting twins, hot twins, pretty and hot and smart or whatever."
I don't think they look close enough to be twins. I think
not at all.
They didn't to me either. But why?
If we got to look at their areolas, we might have a chance.
Yeah, he's got a point. Yeah, he's right. He's right
to make a judgment call.
Well, because they're always the same diameter. Yeah, if they're twins. Yeah, all four.
Possible different texture depending on the gestation period, but like they will be the same size always.
Right.
According to
how
science.
bumpy, how bubbly. We need to know these things. All right, let's start to the catch-all. I hate
sure. Time for the catch-all. All right.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Yeah, I'm not feeling good either.
Yeah.
Who am I going up against this week, Bob? Again?
Yeah, we only swapped the one bit.
Yeah. Do it. Yeah. Number 5. The pool scene was torturous. The sheer amount of time the twins stand there giggling.
Hands over chest like this.
The sluttier, the sluttier sister cannot get on the pool float, and that to me was so funny.
That was I wrote that down, but didn't highlight it because I figured you'd say it first.
I had Chew when it came to the pool scene, so I thought I would just highlight the pool scene.
Yeah, good point. All right, my first one is there was a lot of dialogue in this movie compared to his other movies, and I loved the forced corporate political greed talk intermixed with that's such a cute top. Remember she said
yeah. They start the scene with those two talking about politics or the environment or something. Cute top, and then the lady comes and fires them both, right?
That was chef's kiss on that one.
Yeah, that was nice. My number 4. The heroin remains in the needle when the crazy guy shoots into the air.
Yes, it does.
I had a lot of these, so that really bothered me. That it was another one of those like one frame. There's no blood on his arm, and then there's a quick edit, and there's blood all the way down his arm. Also, the needle is still just as full of drugs as it was before he stabbed himself. Yeah. And then he got like really high. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah. Elevated. He got elevated.
Thank you, Rob.
Did we clip the dialogue when he said, "No, don't cut off my ear. No, don't cut off my hand"?
No, but man, I really wanted to. It was too spaced out. I wanted to, but it was too spaced out.
That's my next catch-all then, because that was hilarious.
Just the stumps flying across the desert.
My finger. Yeah. Ah! No, do not use that instrument to cut off my ear right now.
Yeah.
and then twirl the knife, the blood-soaked knife.
Yep.
Oh man, that was great. Number 3. The people he free. Okay, so we obviously mentioned this, but it was in the context of the cars passing by behind. But the people he freezes are never still. The ones that he freezes in front of the Las Vegas sign.
Yeah,
it's like a 40-year-old woman, a 35-year-old guy, like a 70-year-old woman, and then like a 60-year-old guy, and they're all like,
yeah. Remember like
not frozen.
6 or 8 years ago, maybe I don't know the exact timeline, but the mannequin challenge, on social media,
yeah, that was cool though. Yeah,
those were better than this.
Yes,
most of them.
Yeah, were. You're obviously remember Orange Jailhouse, Rob. I mean, I saw you there like 5 years ago or something. They did one that was like really cool in Orange, Connecticut, where like they did the mannequin challenge and they went through the entire bar and there was like 200 people that were all did a pretty good job. It's probably on their page still, but I'm not trying to drive a bunch of support their way. Anyway, there were two like gangsters also freezes and they're holding guns and they're like holding their gun like this and shaking a bunch and stuff. It's very obvious they're not actually frozen, and that's part of the like power that he has. So,
but you can freeze the film.
Exactly. Yeah, just freeze it.
Or like, given how much he knows about green screen stuff, if you ever see Cade Torture Crossing, you could just superimpose a background that's not moving.
Yeah.
And then superimpose a still shot of people. Like, there's methods to do that if you can't rely on your talent to do it.
All right, this isn't my number one, but I wanted it to be. So the guy in the wheelchair has 2 months to live or 2 weeks to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, a month.
And all he wants to see is the Las Vegas sign. That's his literal bucket list. Like
outside of a motel.
Yeah.
He's about to die.
Yeah.
And his literal bucket list item is that. And he lives there.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Like, that
good
really
for him.
was a head scratcher.
Good for him.
He
got what he wanted.
That stupid smile. Like they filmed so many people from underneath the face. That is a bad angle.
It's not flattering on anybody.
And they did it because that shows sky, and you can have any background you want, and you just so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. But that is one of the features that we were supposed to mention for Boomer Bluetooth. The down angle on Boomer Bluetooth is beautiful. I just wanted to mention. Yes. If you're connecting with Boomer Bluetooth, you always got to have it under the chin. Always have it under the chin. Make sure your forehead is not visible in the frame. We can see from under. Yeah.
Make sure your profile picture is just you staring straight ahead angrily.
Yeah, and it's sort of a Dutch angle, and we can't see your entire head, but we can see under your chin.
Yeah, exactly.
That is Bluetooth. So thanks again, Boomer Bluetooth. My number 2 is he has no wounds on his palms when the movie opens with CPU Yahweh. You know how they show the wounds on the outside of his feet and hands?
Yeah.
Well, he very clearly turns his hands over. And there are no wounds on the inside of the hands. So who is this imposter? Can't be Jesus, because the spikes went all the way through his hands, as far as I'm, as far as I can remember. So I thought that was really funny too.
I'm gonna call that a Stigmata imposter.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Good. This also made me laugh. They used a word. They said it's all about money, corporately. I've never heard that word in my life. And then, of course, I typed it in my email, like in my notes, and it didn't come up in spell check. So I'm like, I guess that's really a word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chris's dumb moment here, but if I'm not sure how to spell a word or if it is a word and I didn't just make it up, I type in the Google bar, define, and then type out the word to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. And some of the time, it's definitely not a word.
You know what I like to do? I like to go on Google and talk to text the word I can't spell, and then it will spell it for me.
Oh. Yeah. Talk to text that good now? I'm surprised.
You have to enunciate. You have to talk like this. You need to over enunciate everything. But if you say period or question mark or your voice goes up a certain way, it'll like punctuate it properly and everything.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's true on Duolingo as well. If you're trying to learn Spanish, you have to be like "Mi casa es grande" into the microphone. Otherwise, it will not give you credit for saying it correctly.
Yeah.
You have to like over pronounce it. Anyway, Bob, you got one more or no?
Yeah, that was the corporately one was my second to last one.
Okay, what do you got?
You have to go. You're the last one first, don't you?
No. Yeah, you're right. I want mine to be last though because it's a clip.
Oh, okay. I'll just go for it. So I'm going to say one that you did. Okay, I'm going to leave that one for you. You could talk about the guy in the wheelchair. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of the movie. The couple playing SUV Russian Roulette in the back of the truck. He shoots in the air twice. And he has the same automatic gun with the same clip. Shoots himself in the head, nothing. And then later he shoots and a bullet comes out.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Ooh, yeah, good point. Yeah, not possible. That's a really good point.
It made me upset, and I think that deserves to be number one. Just go ahead.
My number one is not what you thought it was, but because we foreshadowed so hard. If you were a woman walking down the street and you were trying to figure out what to do with your life, and some 80-year-old man wheeled by, and then Circuit Board Christ revived him and made him 28 years old again, would you be banging this 80-year-old, 28-year-old who was just in a wheelchair, who is now like going to be the dad of your baby? I don't know you. I just picked up the toy on the side of the street, and that's enough to assume that I'm a husband marrying. It just
I guess
it didn't freak her out at all.
Yeah, all I wrote, even if she didn't see that part, it was a random guy.
Yeah,
and suddenly they're spending a life together. I mean, come
but
on.
if you have to assume divine intervention though, because he just performed a miracle. Maybe you didn't see. Maybe he did one of these things to her, like, and
yeah, he was like,
you know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fine. Fair enough. Okay, but my true number one, Daddy.
Yikes.
This clip is called literal dolphin shit.
And I know how passionately you feel about this because you had an E streak for all of them, and then you just couldn't. You had to break the formula for this one.
Yes, I did.
Respect one another. They must learn not to destroy this wonderful natural environment and all the gifts that I have given them.
Neil took dolphin stock footage of dolphins swimming in the ocean here. Yeah. And one of the dolphins shits into the camera.
A fucking deuce. Drops a fucking deuce.
He didn't edit around it. He just left the dolphin shit in there. I don't know if he noticed. Did dolphin shits into the camera. So if you want to see that, go to our website and click on the YouTube link. This shit is insane. Okay, what we're watching, take it away.
Real quickly, let's just get the last abuser out of the way, because this is also good.
Ooh, yeah.
Double my pleasure.
Yes.
Okay, what we are watching.
I spend most of my free time watching movies, because I feel like at any moment,
We're all gonna die!
this is what we're watching.
Dick!
All right.
For me, my number one is The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. It's an American anime thing, which, I said about Invincible as well. It's my term, I realized. I thought that this was coined by someone else, but I go around saying American anime, and then I realize I'm the only one saying it.
Yeah, but like you got Scavenger's Reign and you have Shin-Chan. Those are both American. I guess maybe it's not an actual term, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know what you mean.
Point here first. But anything Lord of the Rings I'm going to watch. The War of the Rohirrim is okay so far. I'm only halfway through it. So I will let you know when I finish it whether or not it's worth watching. So far, I'm not really feeling like it's worth watching. But what I do think is worth watching one time is the movie that I watched. And that is a movie I've seen before. My number two is The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's not super rewatchable. It had been. I mean, how many years ago did it come out? I saw it.
2015, 16. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Something
a
like that.
good guess. Yeah, and
Yeah, 2015.
I enjoyed it when I saw it. I didn't go and see it in theaters. I watched it when it like first came out for free on some platform.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I think it's beautiful uh, cinematography. I think the story is a little tropey,
Yeah.
but it's well executed. It's
Yeah.
a fun watch. He gets in a fight with it's one of those like Breaking Bad scenarios where you're watching Leonardo DiCaprio come up to the brink of death over and over again and finding a way out of it.
Mhm.
But the strongest themes are the death of his wife, the death of his son, the revenge, how
Yeah.
cold it is in Alaska, and how beautiful it is in Alaska. And all of those things are just kind of nice to look at and
Yeah.
and to watch. So I enjoyed The Revenant again. Probably never watch it again. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah. Anything over 2.5 hours, man, if it's good, that's like a once every 5 or 10 year type of viewing.
Yeah.
If
Unless
that,
it's Lord
yeah.
of the Rings.
Yeah.
So yeah, between the jobs and my family situation right now, I've once again not seen a damn thing. But in the wake of Gene Hackman's bizarre death, did you guys read about that?
Hackman.
No.
No, I haven't.
He's 93, okay, and he's married to like a 60-something-year-old woman. He was found dead, like slumped over in like the mud room, fully dressed with sunglasses next to him. She was found dead in the bathroom with a bottle of pills. They also found in the bathroom closet with a closed door a dead dog and 2 dogs running around loose and the front door open and no forced entry.
Huh.
And they were bloated that they had been there for a while.
That seems
And
premeditated, yeah.
It's under investigation, but what the hell? Like, Jesus Christ. But anyway, Gene Hackman is, in my opinion, he has a pretty good resume. I don't think I've seen him bad at a lot of things. So I picked 2 that I like a lot. One I only saw recently, but it's 1974's The Conversation.
Okay.
It's pretty famous. It's a suspense film about a guy who's in the audio surveillance game, like freelance, and he's like the best in the business, and he's spying on this couple. What's that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, he's spying on this couple, for money, and he finds out after listening to their tapes that they might be the victims of murder, and he doesn't want to give his employer the recordings because he wants to save their lives, whatever. It's so great, but also I don't know if both of you might dig this. All the analog recording and editing equipment in this movie is just so cool to watch. Like,
yeah, I like that stuff.
It's so cool because it's so of the time.
I love it when someone's got like a wheelie chair and they slide across and they just start like instinctively flipping the right dials, because like it means like they're
yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
shit. I love that shit.
They play this pretty. I'll have to say it looks more convincing. It doesn't. It's not a whole bunch of random stuff. He's like on the same device, changing levels to like hear the right thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, 30 years almost. The Royal Tenenbaums.
Stiller, right?
Yeah. Dark comedy, Wes Anderson. I have mixed to positive feelings about Wes Anderson films. This might be one of my favorites. Saw this in the theater. Got Ben Stiller, Gwyneth Paltrow, Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson, Bill Murray, Danny Glover, Angelica Houston. Big cast. Really dark, really funny. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Is that the one where they wear all like the matching red like Adidas jumpsuits?
Ben Stiller's family does, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, they all like collectively lost their minds at some point in their life because Gene Hackman was a terrible father.
Got it.
Gene Hackman's like the lead.
All right. I had a pretty big watch list, so I'm gonna go through like the prime nugs. Hard Candy with Elliot Page and Patrick Wilson.
I like that one.
Have you seen that one, Chris?
I haven't.
14-year-old girl is talking to someone. 14-year-old Elliot Page is like online chatting with 32-year-old Patrick Wilson, and they meet up. And
I like Patrick Wilson.
They meet in like a third location, like a cafe, and she convinces him to go back to his place. And then she drugs him and tortures him because she has reason to believe one of her friends is missing because of him. And
okay.
it just continues to escalate, and it's very uncomfortable. But like, as a father of a young girl, you root for her as her plan kind of falls apart and then comes back together and so on. And it's satisfying. It's really satisfying.
It's a great one. It's a good one.
Okay.
There's a movie
on
Hulu. It's good. There's a movie on Hulu called Biosphere. It's about two guys in undetermined.
Yeah, I started
future.
watching that, and I just somehow couldn't get past the first 20 minutes.
It gets
due
good.
to
So
time constraints.
yeah. So basically, two dudes, they're living in isolation, and their last female fish in their like pond dies, meaning their food supply is going to die soon. But one of the male fish undergoes like a hermaphroditic metamorphosis, which is like nature's way of finding a way when there is no way.
Yeah.
And then it happens to one of the guys, and then they're like, "We need to bang because the future depends on us, and you have a pussy now."
True.
And
True.
it's
Yeah.
really good. It's pretty good. And then another.
So the manfish wants to bang the other manfish in his fishy half.
Yes, Chris.
Yeah.
And then there's this other movie. It's a Lonely Island production called Self-Reliance. It's also on Hulu. And this guy gets approached in a limo by Andy Samberg playing himself, going like, "Hey, I'm going to take you to a mysterious warehouse, and you're going to agree to do this thing or not. Like, I don't know what's going on. I was just paid to chauffeur you." And the guy shows up, and he gets like the usual like, 30 days if you survive while being hunted. You'll get $1 million, right? But here's the kicker. He finds a loophole where he's like, if I'm standing near someone, you can't kill me because they're not playing the game. And they might be like a collateral hit. So it's this guy desperately trying to get people to stand close to him. And his whole family's like, "You're going insane. Like, I don't believe you. Here's why we don't believe you." And they make good reasons. And he's like, "Well, fuck you, mom. Fuck you, sisters." And then he hires like a homeless dude to shadow him. It's insane. It's fucking insane. It's really funny. I would check it out. Self-Reliance. And you don't know whether he's imagining it or if it's real or a combination of those things. They're very good at misdirecting. Cool. It's a very amusing like comedy of errors, like Most Dangerous Game premise type of movie. That's pretty cool.
All right, I like that. I'm probably going to watch the Royal Tenenbaums though, because like I was interested and never watched it, and with your recommendation, I probably will. But Hard Candy sounds good too. You know, I like that revenge kind of story. So
I'm gonna check Tenenbaums.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tenenbaums is one of those movies that like it was in the background on Stars while I was waiting for like Biodome to come on, and I was paying attention to it. All right, so we're doing I Am Here Now names. Are we doing the names?
Add credit names. Let's do the worst credit names is what we should be calling it.
Yeah.
Neil Breen, Med Jest, Neil Breen, Maraud Ford, Neil Breen, Flonette Townsend, Neil Breen, Stockmusic.net, and Neil Breen.
Right. I like it.
Yeah. Stockmusic.net was credited at the end of this movie. So all of those melodies you hear are not Neil Breen, who he credited himself for the music.
Yeah.
And then also credited Stock Movie or Stop.
Well, he's the musical
music.
director, so he appointed himself with the task of going to Stock Free Music.
Yeah, and taking the music
and download
exactly, which I thought was hilarious. So, all right, let's go to the
offensive music. It was just, it was good to hear Manos again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, I didn't pull the old credit name one though. The crab walk for what was his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Torgo. Yeah. I didn't pull that one. I pulled the other one.
Right.
Let's throw to the offensive minigame. That's because I'm awesome.
Yeah.
You know, at this point in the show,
I don't feel anything. You? Me neither. You? Nothing.
So let's just jump to the offensive minigame.
Right.
Okay, so what we have here is Steel Trap.
Yes.
Versus Here Now. I just thought I'd, reinvigorate the mind there. Super fans, fuck some stupid folks.
Mm-hmm.
Or bloody balls, but not brain balls.
I think Steel Trap.
Yeah, I think so.
Super fan, super fuck some stupid folks.
Yeah, because like it just made no sense, and that's more offensive than others.
All right, well, Pinwheel Pamela.
Okay.
Or Hard Drive Jesus.
Hard Drive Jesus.
Hard Drive Jesus. He literally had RAM chips on his arm and like an old motherboard on his chest under his robes.
Yeah.
And he was standing like he was doing that like very serious like arms out stance like on like Terminator or something. Yeah.
All right, so we switch them here. Suggestive slutting your sister, or hard-arted.
Oh. I can't make this call.
Suggestive
you know what?
slutting your sister, or hard.
Traditional offensive would say hard-arted, but
it was believable for the characters who were saying it. So you can't indict an offensive thing if like it's coming from the mouth of an inherently offensive person, right? Whereas like,
well, if that's supposed to make them killable,
unlikable,
like in a horror movie, yeah.
Whereas your sister lost her job, she hasn't even gotten her first severance check yet, and they're like, "Why don't you just be a prostitute?" Like you have time to weigh your options out. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing.
He's right.
She has time to weigh her options, and like you said, Rob, it's okay if you want to go into sex work, but it's not okay if you tell someone else to.
Yeah, that's something. That's an odyssey you need to go on by yourself, I think.
Yeah. Plus the whole like, you're pretty and you're smart and you're hot and we're hot and we should fuck dudes for money.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Breen's more offensive on this one.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Because Steel Trap, I don't condone calling people artards, but I do condone a loathsome character saying something I would believe for them to say.
Yeah.
Especially if you want them to die as a viewer.
I did.
Yeah.
Really, really did. So let's throw it to the movie comparison then.
Yeah.
So what you're really trying to say is... Now
The fuck?
Trap, and I am here now. Steel Trap pitch. Team 5-star. This is why I feel like we're being too generous to one another. We need to be more cutthroat because Team 5-star, I am here now. So it's a wash.
Yeah, well, that test has little to do with the movie and more to do with our creative writing. So
and we just gotten good. So like I'll start being an asshole next week, guys, to both of you, equal.
All right. That's a mini game. I am here now. Won that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I put here and now too close together. Dialogue, what's worse? I think I am here now is worse, believe it or not.
It is.
Yeah.
Dialogue is worse.
Because it is the same 3 lines repeated by different characters throughout.
At least there was variation and like a little bit of like gumption behind the delivery for Steel Trap.
Yeah.
It wasn't good, but like it wasn't afraid to explore the room.
It was a start to finish movie.
Yeah.
And I am here now was just a PSA.
With a stylized on all the sites with a 3-dot ellipses, but when typed out on the actual screen on the actual title card, it had an extra ellipses.
I don't know who I'm doing this for, but I made sure every time I wrote I am here now I put 4.
Yeah.
4 of those period marks. Ellipses? What did you call them?
Ellipses.
Yeah, ellipses.
Yeah, because that's what they are. Obviously,
yes.
Everyone knows that, including me. Production: immature storytelling for Steel Trap, or catastrophe. Or I am here now.
See, Breen's dealing with a pretty low budget, and I feel like maybe that's I'm being
That's
a little
his own
harsh
fault.
to
He's
say
got
that.
billions of dollars.
Yeah, but like when you have like an LLC in your name, like I'm not an expert on this, but I know like enough about like the accounting. You can't just like use your personal funds to subsidize a movie and then like pay your taxes without accounting for like all that weird like cross funding. So I can see why. Yeah,
I'll say this for Breen. As far as production goes, he does shoot a landscape pretty well. Like he does those slow pans across the landscape, and those look okay. Whereas Steel Trap was just the shittiest digital camera I ever saw.
Yeah,
and that's where I'm landing.
Yeah, and you can't really hang too much shit on Steel Trap for like being an immature, underthought out action movie. When the guy flat out said, like, I saw that building and I wanted to make a movie in that building.
Yeah.
Whereas like Neil Breen, like he has. If he's not joking, if he's not in on the joke, he has a vision, and whether or not he realizes that vision fully is up for debate.
I'm gonna say no. He didn't.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess that'll be a point for I am here now.
But it sounds like to me we're going Steel Trap though. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's 2 to. I'm thinking I am here now, but it's 2-1, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, I could swing it. But I'll go with Steel Trap just to make it interesting. Acting, I am here.
Yeah. I am here.
Absolutely.
Now.
Yeah.
Unlikable everyone for Steel Trap's demerit. How about I am here? Now.
Unexplained, non-linear something. Because like he does non-linear storytelling, but like normally, like if Tarantino does it or Nolan does or others do it, there's often a bow tied neatly at the end of it. Like makes it like it doesn't tie up all the loose ends, but like it's enough to be like, oh, okay. We never got an explanation of like the Spirit Halloween Slipknot tongue sucking.
Yeah.
No,
we didn't.
We never got an explanation for
their relationship.
Yeah.
The escort and Jesus. Like why
we never know about the baby heads.
Fucking, yeah.
The baby
Honestly,
heads. Yeah.
Or the orb,
baby heads,
the heavenly orb.
The baby heads, the orb, the creature, and the Willhelm Breen are all good demerits.
Yeah. Well, let's do Willhelm Breen because that's indicative of a larger issue where it's like the reusing of obviously canned sounds and canned shots. I think the Willhelm Breen
we remember
covers that
next week what that means. I feel like
yeah.
How do we mold untied knots and the Willhelm Breen? Or should we just like backslash that shit? Or will we remember next week the Willhelm Breen means
Willhelm Breen? I'll remember what that
explain your
symbolizes to me. Yeah, because it's just like the same stock thing used over and over again instead of just like getting a new one, which would take 30 seconds.
That is, of course, provided that this movie obviously wins.
Yeah,
we're going to take a look at the results now. It wins. Okay, so I Am Here Now is the worst movie of the season. Go figure. Hold on. No, okay, I had to wait after I wrote I Am Here. Next week, we're going to take a live look in at our
I know what it is
already.
Just
Oh, you do?
I mean, like, I don't think it's gonna have changed since when I looked at it like at 5 hours ago. It was a pretty. It wasn't close.
It was a tie. It was a tie when I looked at it.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's take a sneaky peeky. See?
It was not close when I looked.
All right. Well, I'm looking right now. Oh, I have to
don't want to
update.
watch Mike Myers.
Damn it. Get away from. You don't want to what?
I don't want to watch Mike Myers.
Neither
you won't
do
have
I.
to.
Oh, good. Oh, I don't want to watch Cameron's Closet either, though.
Well, I don't think you're gonna have to watch that either.
Nice.
Because Ready to Rumble has 55%. So I Married an Axe Murderer had 18%, and Cameron's Closet had 27%.
Oh my god!
Rumble. Oh no, is that a comedy?
That was David Arquette post Scream while he was in the height of his CALLATT commercial run.
Oh,
and it's like the same kind of character as in those commercials in this movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Great.
It is. Bob, this is going to be your least favorite movie.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
No, for real. This movie is so incredibly immature and poorly made that with such a big budget that you are going to fucking freak out. You are going to be... I'm forecasting that you'll be texting us. Maybe you won't now. Maybe we won't see you next week because when we turn on your camera next week, you'll be hanging over in the back of that
If you
room.
want the warning,
I don't know.
you see the feet dangling. If you want a warning, let's just say it makes Biodome look like The Departed.
It actually really makes Biodome look good by comparison. It is like
so you've both seen it.
I've seen it like on Comedy Central in the background while doing homework in middle school. I haven't like watched it with intent, but it was one of those like I'm too busy to change the channel, but like I'm waiting for something else to come on after it, and I don't want to miss it type of movies. So I've seen like maybe 2 scenes from it. But they were bad.
Like WCW was struggling at this time, and they thought one way to like promote their wrestling, promotion to make a Hollywood movie and to I don't understand it at all though. The guy that they cast, you've seen like we've all joked about that movie.
What movie? You cut out.
Placid.
Oh, the crocodile or alligator one?
Yeah, I figured who's in it though.
So the guy who has the helicopter and he's like a rich boy who like really loves crocodiles. He's in Mr. Doolittle as like Mr. Doolittle's friend, doctor.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else he's in. He's just like a burly dude, who is kind of doofy. Anyway, he is a wrestler in this movie, and he's like the wrestler. They also cast a bunch of WCW talent, like actual wrestlers, to act in this movie, and they are all horrible actors, as you would suspect. Like, not even soap opera. So have that to look forward to for next week. It is fucking atrocious. Cannot wait for you guys to bash it with me, or for Rob to like it somehow. I don't know. Rob, why don't you plug us? And then throw it to Bob for his last word.
Yeah, you can find us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We are on Spotify. We are on YouTube. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Google Play. We are on Overcast. We are on just search our podcast on any podcast service you have, and you'll find us. We are on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We do polls like the one we just went over. We do trailers. We post clips from the episode and clips from the movies we're talking about. It's a fun time. Simple follow, and we will be on your feed forever. We don't go overly spammy. Like we're not an imposing presence, but like if you see our little red circle around our story, something funny's probably up there. So check it out. www.theworstmovieevermade.com. And you can also email us. Shay replied, by the way. She said she loved the episode, or he loved the episode.
Nice.
It's Shay. And they said, "Thank you, Bob. Fuck you, Bob." In reply to what you said on the air.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Which throwing Bob under the bus though, because Rob said it first.
Yeah, but Bob's was the more memorable. So nail him to a cross when we can, right? And Bob, what's your last word?
Well, thanks, Shay.
Corporately.
And then as the running theme for this, go ahead.
I was going to change it to ellipses, but Chris doesn't know what that is.
No, I'm just some kind of. It's like comma, colon, fancy word for an @ symbol.
Ampersand.
I think it's when the moon is.
That's the and.
When the moon is not full.
That's an eclipse.
Ellipse and ellipse is like the thing you do cardio on when your knees hurt too much for the treadmill.
Elliptical.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick it in your ellipse in a minute.
My ellipse. Ew. All right. As we establish the through line, here's the new one shot to close out the episode.
I don't feel anything.
After reading these YouTube comments.
If we slow it down, we can actually see the bullets enter and exit buttercup.
How offensive!
Wow, that production sucks. That's cool.
That's actually awesome. It's really cool. Do that every week.
All right. Bye, Jelly School. See you
Thanks, Shay.